Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we've got an absolutely fascinating one for you. We are exploring Arturo Merino Benitez International Airport, probably better known to you as Santiago International Airport, or SCL. Located just 15 kilometers northwest of downtown Santiago in Pudahuel. This place is so much more than just a spot to catch your next flight. It is literally the largest, busiest, and most strategically crucial aviation hub in all of Chile. Honestly, this airport is like a microcosm of the country itself. It totally reflects its dramatic geography, its booming economy, the vibrant culture, and its deep history. I am so excited to guide you through this, so let's get right into it.
Here's our flight itinerary for today. We'll kick things off with Section 1, the Continental Bridge. Then, Section 2, the Aviation Nerve Center. Next, a terminal inspired by nature. Section 4 will cover unique routes and heritage, and we'll touch down with Section 5, operations and connectivity.
Okay, let's dive into this. Starting with Section 1, the Continental Bridge. To truly grasp what makes this airport so special, we first have to talk about the extreme, frankly dramatic, geography of Chile itself. Picture this. Chile is completely boxed in. You've got the vast, endless Pacific Ocean on one side and this towering, practically impenetrable wall of the Andes Mountains on the other. It creates a stark, undeniable geographic isolation. For a nation situated like a literal island on land, aviation isn't just some nice convenience or a luxury. It's an absolute necessity for survival and economic growth. The natural barriers are so massive that the only efficient way in or out is simply to go up. And that absolute necessity brings us to a staggering number, 24 million. That's the number of passengers this airport handles every single year. When you place that number right next to the physical isolation we just talked about, it creates this incredible contrast. Here's a country totally walled off by nature, yet it's facilitating massive, constant human movement. SCL operates as a vital continental bridge, seamlessly connecting South America to North America, Europe, and the Asia-Pacific region.
Moving right along to Section 2, the Aviation Nerve Center. We know why it's geographically crucial, so let's look at the actual airlines running this massive Latin American stronghold.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the clear split between the legacy global carriers and the booming low-cost market that's actively driving affordable travel. On one side, you have LATAM Airlines, the biggest airline group in Latin America, headquartered right here in Santiago. They use SCL as a mega hub to orchestrate everything from quick domestic hops to huge long-haul corridors to Miami, Madrid, LA, Auckland, and Sydney. But balancing that out, you've got Sky Airline and JetSmart using Santiago as their base to drive high-frequency domestic flights and ultra-low-cost point-to-point routes all across the southern cone. It is the perfect balance of global reach and regional accessibility. And speaking of that global reach, SCL is famously known as an ultra-long-haul gateway. Because Santiago is positioned so deep down in the southern hemisphere, flights to other continents require some serious distance. This airport hosts some of the absolute longest non-stop commercial flights in the world, run by European heavy hitters like Iberia, Air France, and British Airways. Plus, it's a huge destination for major U.S. carriers like Delta, United, and American, not to mention Qantas routing direct flights all the way across the ocean from Sydney. Let's step off the tarmac for a second and head inside with Section 3, a terminal inspired by nature. We're zooming in from global flight paths to look at the stunning modernization of the physical infrastructure itself. Comparing the old setup to the new reveals one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects in all of Latin America. The brand new International Terminal 2, or T2, is massive. It spans over 200,000 square meters. This ultramodern addition literally doubled the airport's total capacity, letting it handle up to 38 million passengers a year. And the most brilliant part? They didn't just abandon the original building, Terminal 1. They fully repurposed it to handle exclusively domestic flights. The two massive passenger flows are completely separated now, but you can easily hop between them using a super convenient 5-minute covered walkway. And this brilliantly illustrates how the terminal actually acts as a cultural introduction to the country. The design of T2 is celebrated all over the world for paying architectural homage to Chile's natural landscapes. The terminal splits into 4 distinct boarding piers, and each one uses custom light panels, artwork, and colors to represent a different region. Pier C surrounds you in the vibrant greens and culture of Easter Island. Pier D warms you up with the earthy tones of the Atacama Desert. Pier E totally immerses you in the deep blue hues of the Los Lagos Lake District. And Pier F? It cools things right down with the crisp, glacier colors of Patagonia. It's a full sensory experience before you even board your plane.
That perfect blend of infrastructure and geography naturally brings us to Section 4, unique routes and heritage. Beyond just cool architecture, this airport has some truly unique historical footprints.
Get this.
SCL holds a very special title. It is the only commercial airport in the entire world that operates scheduled flights to the isolated and incredibly mysterious Easter Island, or Isla de Pascua. It is a highly sought-after, super high-demand domestic route, and it's flown exclusively by LATAM using their wide-body jets. Honestly, it's a true testament to the airport's role in connecting even the most remote corners of the globe.
Let's move to the terminals and see how this builds into the cultural experience for passengers. If you're shopping at SCL, you're actually engaging with authentic local craftsmanship. The airport is famous for its artisan goods, especially anything made from lapis lazuli. If you don't know what that is, it's this incredibly rare, deep blue, semi-precious stone found almost exclusively in Chile and Afghanistan. Travelers are always looking for these stones, alongside high-quality copper crafts and, of course, the premium Chilean wines. The retail experience here isn't just generic airport stuff, it's deeply rooted in local heritage.
And speaking of heritage, the very name of the airport honors Commodore Arturo Merino Benitez, the pioneer who founded both the Chilean Air Force and the national airline system. Because of those deep historical ties, SCL functions as a dual-use facility. It has a joint civil-military heritage, serving as the official headquarters of the Chilean Air Force's 2nd Air Brigade and housing the 10th Aviation Group. So it's actually a super common sight to see robust military transport planes sharing the airfields right next to commercial jets.
Finally, let's zoom all the way down to the micro level with Section 5, Operations and Connectivity. How does this massive facility actually handle the nuts and bolts of planes and people every day?
Let's run through the quick technical facts that make this place tick. SCL features 2 massive parallel runways, 3,750 and 3,800 meters long, built specifically so fully loaded wide-body jets can land independently. But the weather in the Santiago Basin can be notoriously tough, so the crucial point is that these runways are equipped with ILS Category 3B capabilities. This advanced tech helps aircraft safely navigate through the dense winter valleys and the heavy smog that can settle over the area. And for the passengers waiting out that weather inside, there are over 144 commercial and food outlets spread across both terminals to keep everyone happy and busy.
Once you finally land, how do you actually get to the city? While there isn't a direct train link, the logistics are incredibly smooth. You literally just walk out the terminal and catch either a Turbus or a Centroporto Express bus. They run right from the doors every 10 to 15 minutes. After a quick 30 to 45-minute ride, you're dropped off at major urban transit stations like Pajaritos or Los Eros. From there, you connect seamlessly to the massive Santiago Metro network. And hey, if buses aren't your style, there is a highly structured network of fixed-rate taxis and app-based ride-hailing services ready to go the second you walk out.
Wow, we've covered a tremendous amount of ground today. We've looked at everything from the staggering natural mountain boundaries of the Andes to the brilliant nature-inspired architecture of Terminal 2, right down to the exact technology making safe landings possible through the smog. I want to leave you with this one provocative question. How can a single building serve as the ultimate lifeline for an entire geographically isolated nation? It is genuinely awe-inspiring when you realize the scale of the logistics and the sheer human ingenuity required to keep a continental bridge like SCL running every single day. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning how the infrastructure around us shapes our world.